เป็นบรมในพรหมทรงฤทธิ์ที่ศักดากว่าบริษัททุกหมู่พรหมน้อมหัดนมัสการประดิษฐานณที่สมควรแล้วจึงบังคมชุลีบาทพระสัมมาขอพรอันประเสริฐวาระเลิศมโหฬารปวงสัตว์ในโลกากิเลสน้อยก็ยังมีขอองค์พระจอมปราดสู่ธรรมาสอันรุ่งจีโปรดปวงประชานีท่านจงโปรดแสดงธรรมกราบนิมนต์ท่านเจ้าข้าผู้ปรีชาอันเลิศล้ำโปรดแสดงพระสัจธรรมเทศนาและวาทีเพื่อให้สำลิดที่ผลแก่ปวงชนบรรดามีสู่สุขเกษมศรีสมดังเจตนาเถิด
นะโมนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะสุญญโตโลกังอเวกสุโมคคราชะสัทธาสโตอัตตานุทิฏฐิงอุหัจจะเอวังมัจจุตตโรสิยาเอวังโลกังอเวคันตังมัจจุราชานะปัสสติโอโมคราชา just as one would look upon a bubble, just as one would look upon a mirage. If a person thus looks upon the world, the king of death see him not. Respected most venerable Raj Chatamavite, the President of the Council of the Thai Bhikkhus in the United States of America, most venerable Parat Chakoson, the Secretary General of the Thai Bhikkhu Sangha Dhammayuttika Nikaya in USA, and the board member of the CTU, the Council of the Thai Bhikkhus, and my friend in Dhamma, lay devotees, and everyone who gathering here. Today we are assembled here to remember our good friend, our good master, our good teacher, or maybe you can call him Long Lung, Long or whatever. You can recognize him in our memories. พระมุนีวิเทศ or อาจารย์สุขุม สุขุโม who had also been the abbot of Wat Somdet พระมหาราชมังคลาจารย์ in Bakerfield and has contributed to our spiritual community. Although he is no more among us, what he has done continue to benefit to in some way or some other ways, that we know that what he have done, and we try to recognize on those good deeds he has performed, and we want him to know by whatever means possible. So we come together today to show that we still love, respect, and remember him in our heart and soul forever. From now on, myself, Pravite Ratanapon, the Secretary General of the Council of the Thai Bhikkhus in USA, and also Dr. Pramahachanya Suthiyano, the abbot of Wat Putta Panya, we take this opportunity to bring the Dhamma in topic of Marananusati, or the mindful death, or the recollection of death, to discuss in some aspect that we are Buddhists, especially in Thai Buddhists, not understanding clearly about that. So I hope that our Dhamma talk today will be the great benefit for all the people around the globe, because today we have live Facebook and any media to all around the world who watch this event. And also we think about our new generation, the one who not speak Thai, because in normal teaching or Dhamma talk, mostly we talk in Thai or give the Dhamma talk in Thai. But today, Ajahn Prasan, the one who Ajahn Sukhum give him the authorized to set up the program and also set up this the funeral of Ajahn Sukhum, very special and meaningful. So first you look at the funeral ground or the main jamlong. You can see the color of the yellow robe. Why he used this robe? Because it's this the flag or the symbolic of Arahanta. Buddha allowed Ananda, his assistant, design for 2,600 years ago and proved by the Buddha, and we still use this design, the jiwan or the yellow robe for the monks. So Ajahn Prasan or Paku Piya Dhammavithe, the acting abbot of Wat Somdet, in the near future we will give the certificate to him to declare that he will be the acting of the abbot of Wat Somdet. He designed and give this symbolic, and also Tan Ajahn Sukhum or Pramuni Vitet also. He loved this color, yellow and red. That's a meaningful meaning that the Dhamma of the Buddha is a bright and light and shine to every darkness, to expel the darkness. So Venerable sirs, I have some question that we bring to the discussion with you today. And first of all, I would like to let Most Venerable talking about the aspect of what cause of death according to Buddhism.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to pay respect to all most venerable senior monks and monks, missionary monk or Dhammadutta, and all students who come to study intensive course of Pali language that found and inspired by พระมุนิมิเทศ or อาจารย์สุขุม sisters and brothers in Dhamma here and who watching our program of to sit discussion around the world. Today we have the single mind, or we have the single intention that is called wholesome intention to come to pay respect, to pay homage. อาจารย์สุขุม before before cremation today, it is as same as come to see of him to the good plane, and we come to remember the happiness, benefit, loving, life, love given to you all. We come to remember him, come to respect him. He was in so many positions. He was as father, we call หลวงพ่อสุขุม He was as uncle Mang, we call หลวงลุง In Buddhism we call the familiar is the great relatives. So we are relatives of พระมุนิวิเทศ or อาจารย์สุขุม What is the main thing that bow the heart to be relatives? Love, compassion, loving kindness that he had given to you all. He worked hard at the Buddha advice all monk that, oh monk, you go and teach about the beneficence of life, that's called brahmacharya or excellence of life. Then you remember him and come to show his relative. Then อาจารย์พระครูปิยะธรรมวิเทศ invited us to give the sermon to discuss about Marananusti or recollection of that. We have the sutta called Marananusti, or we are following to think or to remember about that. It is very popular in the Buddha's time to practice meditation by recollection of that. According to Buddhist literature, according to the Buddhist scripture, there are so many stories that monks, after ordination, they went to the cemetery that very different from American cemetery to see the corpse that live on the ground. If you go to the sutta on 4 foundation of mindfulness, you will find the detail explained by the Buddha, different kinds of corpse for consideration. And then according to your question, I would like to give what is the cause of that. We can talk on the basis of dependent origination. It's very popular theory of Buddhism that it is interdependent origination or interbeing. And then if we talk about the cause of that, because we have birth, then come by old age, sickness, and death. So it is exactly the birth is the main cause of death. And then related, what's the cause of birth? If we don't like to be born again, we would like to go to the cause of birth. And the main cause of birth, as mentioned by the Buddha, on the basis of paticca samuppada or interdependent origination, about 20 cause and effects. But in brief, the Buddha said that the craving is a cause of birth. And then we have more relationship before craving and after craving. It's like ignorance and consciousness and body and mind and feeling and craving, attachment, being and birth, something like that. But in short answer, a birth is the cause of death, craving is the cause of birth, and if we end, or the Buddha end of craving, and on Arhata end the craving, there no birth again. That in Pali language says, Natti Thani Punappovo. When the craving is over, there's no birth again. Or the one who attained Nibbana by destruction of craving never come to be born again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's quite clear that that paticca samuppada or the invent or this the relation that the cause of rebirth, because we believe in our Buddhist that when you die you have to reborn again. But if you want to end of reborn again, you have to break out the 12 link of divine origination, right?
It's too long to discuss today.
Yes. Okay, so back to the point, Ajahn. How to bring the death of Pramuni Vite to be our teacher in daily life by the beginning of his farewell, the death, since 24 December, you remember? We set up in this place, so he dared to declare that he gonna die. But when, we don't know, right? So by the meaning of he want to say goodbye to death. So what is that meaning, the goal of his to set up this event for to teach the people? Ajahn, please.
Thank you very much, sir. And then if we follow Ajahn Sukhum's life, I think his life is beautiful in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. In Pali language, it says, Ati kalayanang, mathe kalayanang. and Pariyosana Kalayanan. In Julla Kamma Vibhanga Sutta, the Buddha said that if you preserve and practice very well Panchasila or 5 precepts or 10 precepts, you are so beautiful. And then the Buddha give the simile of Sila as the special decoration, special wrapping. And if a general decoration would be beautiful and smart for just each age in the proper characteristic. But Sila or 5 precepts, when practiced, it makes the people without limitation of age, of sex, culture, belief to be beautiful. If you want to be beautiful, come and practice Sila. Then for our beloved Ajahn Sukhum, he came to practice Sila when he was about 12 years old, and then he devoted himself to homage the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha until the end of life. That's very, very holy life, very beautiful life, because all of life based upon Sila or morality. And not only that, this is an example that man can devote that for the public benefit, for public happiness. It is a great example for us to study from Ajahn Sukhum. And then I can translate Thai word into English because it is very different. But in Thai word, they said he is Nakleng. He is Nakleng of Dhamma, who challenge